important.
Yellow. A car against the wall. A.J. Foyt the fourth. We mentioned how close he was coming out to the wall. So the yellow comes out with a...
I'm brushing walk coming out of the board. Get the car come up. Okay. I told you about going up high, you know.
That was Grandpa,
yeah,
AJ.
There you go, Jack. Well, this came on the 11th lap of the race. A lot of the teams suggested lap 12 we have a caution. We just might go for the pits in this whole game that's going to be played with fuel today.
Well, Paul, you always do what the leader does, so everybody will be watching to see what happens with the race. There you can see AJ the fourth, just a little bit too high out of the black into that gray area. There's no grip up there. He was certainly just a little bit too fast. The car probably pushing on him. Gets caught up into the safer barrier, slight contact, and here he goes, and he'll back it into the inside wall.
Our first incident of the day, our first caution in the 88th running of the Indianapolis 500, the Indy 500 telecast sponsored by 7-Eleven. And it's Foyt the fourth. Take a look at this one.
There's the car being sideways. We talked about the new rules, stopping the cars from lifting up. They
Brazilians rather than having a...
Oh, another car into the wall. Caution comes out.
41.
Oh, man. A.J. Foyt's going to have to spend some more money.
10-4, I was trying.
And right side damage, guys, shows you that he probably just got high again and put the car into the wall. Foyt the fourth has already called it a day.
Foyt the fourth, and now Larry Foyt against the wall. Foyt the fourth, of course, up on the timing stand now. Whatever it was didn't work for them.
Well, you heard AJ say to Larry, just as he did to AJ4, I told you to try and stay low. So maybe it was that push, wanting the car to go out to the wall, that collected Larry Foyt like AJ4.
That's on the exit of turn 2. You can see the re-entry from the pit lane over there on the right-hand side, and the Corvette pace car is back out. The signal, of course, that the visor went up. That's how a driver says, I'm okay. Foyt the fourth, pretty frustrated with the family day.
When you're here for a whole month, guys, it's very difficult. Look at this. Oh, up in the gray already.
Car just went right to the wall. Look how high that car is.
Absolutely, Paul. He's off that black. That's where all the rubber is. That's where everybody's running. That's what we call the groove. And you get up outside of that groove into that gray, there's just no grip there.
Well, and another car takes the wall. Two of them. Everybody tries to get it slowed down to make sure they don't get on that carbon fiber debris. That brings a caution out. This is the 63rd lap. Always amazes me. There's Mark Taylor sliding to a stop, and how fast the safety crews get there.
Not been Mark Taylor's day.
But he was still there, and they hit.
Ed Carpenter, the other car.
Ironic, guys, that both Mark Taylor and Ed Carpenter are side by side in the pit lane.
You think about it, you know, these two guys ran here in the Menards Infinity Pro Series against one another last year. Ed Carpenter won the race held here, Taylor the series. Carpenter is obviously okay, and that's good news. Well, Scott?
Well, guys, two guys going for the same piece of real estate, and it just doesn't work like that sometimes.
Fortunately, the cars came around, scrubbed off a lot of speed in doing so.
And they end up in the safer barrier, that steel and foam energy reduction barrier that the IRL has in place. Now, it looks like Taylor's trying to go around the outside of Carpenter. Remember, Carpenter's on the low side, but there's cars in front. Does he get a little bit of dirty air and the cars start to push up front? Here we go. We'll get a good sense of what's going on right here. Nice passes. Aaron went right through him. Now, guys, that's a side-by-side, and I got to say that Ed's just maybe a hair high going through the turn. Watch his hands there. Takes his hands off the steering wheel. Watch how much his head moves there. We talked about that before with the Hans device. You take your hands off the steering wheel because you don't want to hold on the steering wheel. When you hit the wall, that wheel snaps around and you can break your wrist. And I've actually got a left wrist here, guys. It's been broken before. Mark Taylor's got the wind knocked out of him. He's sitting on the ground right now.
You talked about those accelerometers that these drivers wear and their earpieces to measure the G-forces of the crash. You know that the IRL will be downloading this information because that was a big crash.
Absolutely.
So the two of Eddie Cheever's Chevrolet powered cars. One goes flying by, and then Carpenter and Taylor go spin into the wall.
This went in turn 3, and I don't know who ran into him or what happened, but somebody got into him in the rear when he was turned in the corner.
Well, rookie, you pointed out he was having a great race thus far.
He's doing fabulous. You know, Mark's impressed us all year.
Stopped exactly on the mark. 4 tires. They got to get it full of fuel. And there is Tony Kanaan as well on pit road. And bad timing, the yellow, because of an incident on the racetrack, guys.
It's the 5th caution of the day, and it's a P.J. Jones car, number 98, carrying the colors and livery of his father, who won in '63, an old Calhoun 98. Yellow comes out again. Whoa! 2 cars right at the pit entrance. Greg Ray is one of them. There are 3 cars. One of them is a Target Chip Ganassi car. It looks like Hornish and Manning. Well, he was hustling the car. Look at the damage to that thing.
You can see the disgust with Hornish. He threw his steering wheel out. He wants out of the car. Both the left and the right side of it. He's probably obviously just ended up clipping the guys in front of him.
So Hornish climbs out, no problem. Greg Ray is the blue number 13. Ray is out of the car.
Guys, this is real lucky because that's in pit lane right now. It came in, hit the end of the attenuator. All 3 cars came in. If there was any pit stops going on at that point in time, that would have been very difficult.
Oh, look how angry Manning is. So let's take a look and see what set this situation up. We knew that Hornish was hustling pretty hard.
You have to see the bottom of your screen. All 3 of them coming around there. And Hornish was in the backside of it by the looks of it. He ended up just getting collected with everything that was going on.
Pretty much a victim. That's an attenuated barrier, a barrier that can collapse on you at the end of the pits. It's been tested before, and it looks like it's done its work again, but it was more what Ray and Manning were doing than what Hornish was doing. Ooh.
I've hit that, Paul, and I got to tell you, that's it's not a great feeling. That thing just does not move, but it looked like Manning being on the outside possibly just swerved away from the wall.
Oh, no. Another one into the wall. And it's Marty Roth, another rookie.
There again, just right side damage, guys. We have to speculate. Maybe just a little bit too high, up out of the groove. Gets in that gray and then ends up hitting the wall.
7th caution of the day. He crosses the straightaway and will come to a rest down at the end. But this will close the pits, and then they're going to be stretching the fuel tank, though under yellow conditions they get as much as 10 miles to the gallon. So at this point it shouldn't be a problem, and it looks like Marty Roth is fine.
45-year-old rookie, and as I said at the top of the show, you had a situation where experience is so important because you make so many pit stops, the car changes so much, and we've seen it take its toll on newcomers here at the Indy 500.
Again, the safety crew right there. Yellow is out for the 7th time on the 132nd lap, and 36 laps since the last pit stop for most of these cars. We'll be back.